My name is Mittens. I am 4 weeks old, and I live here in the Orlando Fringe office. Welcome, everybody. But I can't do this alone. I have two special guests here today, and I'm about to introduce you to my first friend, Princess Leia. Everyone, give a round of applause for Princess Leia. Oh my goodness. Hi, Princess Leia.
Hi.
Hi. Happy Halloween. How are you doing today?
Good.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, is Halloween your favorite holiday?
Yes.
I can see all the set pieces behind you. You're ready to go. Wait, who's that? Is that your roommate?
No, he's Clifford.
Clifford? Oh, Clifford the Skeleton?
Yes.
Oh, his head looks a little unstable, but I would imagine that skeletons would be a little shaky. But he looks like Halloween's his favorite holiday too, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Birthday.
And it's his birthday? Oh my gosh. I mean, I should have figured that because it makes perfect sense that a skeleton's birthday would be Halloween. But like, I'm only 4 weeks old, so I'm still learning. How old are you?
6 years.
Oh my gosh, you're 2 years older? You're 2 years and like 50 weeks older than me. I can't do math. I'm only 4 weeks old. Oh my goodness. You're much smarter than me. You'll teach me. Princess Leia, are you excited for all the fun Halloween events that we have planned for today?
Yes.
Me too. Oh my gosh. So we live in Florida, so we don't really experience this season like the other states do, but can you describe fall for me?
Fall is where the leaves change colors.
Oh my gosh. So what colors do the leaves change to normally?
Yellow, brown, red, orange.
One of those colors is my favorite color. Can you guess what color you think that is?
Orange.
Oh my gosh, you're right. You're so smart. Well, Clara, we have Miss Julie coming up on a video here to tell us all about fall weather in Indiana. Do you want to watch this with me?
Yes.
Great. Mr. Brian, can you turn on this next video for us? I'm so excited.
Oh, hi. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I was sipping my apple chai. I'm Miss Julie. How rude. I didn't get to introduce myself. How are we all doing today? We're doing great. Are we enjoying starting to get into the fall season? You like my minions? Yeah, my mini mugs. They're my friends. This is so good. This apple chai gets me in the season. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about the fall season in other areas. I know in Florida, in Orlando, it gets a little chillier. It's not as chilly as someplace like where I'm from in Indiana. It gets pretty cold over there. And then in winter is even colder. So I wanted to talk a little bit about traditions in Indiana and the Midwest where it gets kind of cold. Eee. So some things that we do to have fun. Well, in Indiana, there's a lot of apples. Do you all like apples? I have an apple right here. Isn't it yummy? So good for you too. So I washed the apple. And then I chop the apple. And anytime if you're gonna cook in the kitchen, make sure you have a family member. Make sure that you're doing okay, that you're safe. Safety is number one. But yes, so Miss Julie was making applesauce. And that took me a while because it's homemade. It's not like going to Publix and just getting the applesauce. I worked very long on my applesauce today. I put it on low and I put the chopped apples in there. And then I put cinnamon sticks. Do you all know what cinnamon sticks are? Let me show you. They're really yummy. They make apple cider and applesauce really yummy, but they're very strong too. You'd be like, cinnamon. I also put powdered cinnamon too in the applesauce to give it a lot of flavor. So I had it on low for a long time today, and then I put some water in and I heated it up more to make sure it was cooking it well. I put a little tiny bit of lemon juice also to add a little more flavor. So I will show the applesauce in a little bit. And I don't know if you've ever made applesauce at home with your family before and you get excited about it. Or if you're from the Midwest, I know you've had applesauce, homemade applesauce. That's just a given because you got to warm up. There's another item that I really like. That's apple butter. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. I love apple butter, and it makes me think of Indiana in 10 seconds when I put it on some bread or crackers or whatever. I'm just like, so yummy apple butter. Just has great flavor. There's another item that a lot of people like. There was a place called Stuckey's I used to go to. It was an apple orchard. So there was all these apples, and they had caramel apples. I love caramel apples. You know, I didn't even know what candy apples were for the longest time because I always knew what caramel apples were. Caramel apples are with caramel. Candy apples are they're candy basically, uncovering it. I'm not sure exactly what the substance is on candy apple, but they are definitely red, and caramel apples are maybe a little more brownish. But I know a lot of times they put different things on it: chocolate, nuts, M&Ms, whatever you want to do, and they're delicious. So I don't know if you've ever made that at home with your family or not, but that's a fun thing. I like just eating them because they're just gooey. But make sure you got wet wipes or something because usually you get them all over your face or nose. I know I do, but I don't know about you. So let's see how this applesauce is going. I'm gonna put it in the bowl. I've had it in this pot for a while, and I'll put it in the bowl. You can see it. It's got nice apples. And can you see the cinnamon? Cinnamon's kind of mixed in there. But it's a cinnamon stick I put in there. So this will definitely warm you up. Also in Indiana, and I know in Florida we do this too, but definitely, like I said, in Indiana, to warm ourselves up, we go to campfires. And a lot of times we tell stories and make s'mores and see all our friends and drink hot apple cider or apple chai or hot cocoa. And it's just a fun time. Another thing I like to do as a little girl was to go on hay rides. And they usually tell us stories on the hay ride. So we'd be back of the hay, and then they'd be boom, 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 boom. It wasn't usually the most solid ride, but it was so much fun. But usually I had to put a lot of clothes on and blankets because I was really cold. But that's something I don't miss being in Florida. I don't have to be as cold. So I hope you guys all have a happy season for the fall. If you do Halloween, have fun and be safe. I know with COVID, we haven't been able to do as much, but I hope you enjoyed the Fringe online and you can experience a lot of different fun things and just keep exploring the arts and enjoying it. Enjoy each other, show each other love and respect. Be good to your family, be good to your friends. Let's just all keep being caring
You said
people. And I hope to see you all later. Happy day. Bye.
Oh my gosh, Miss Julie, that was so much fun. Princess Leia, didn't you love that story?
I love applesauce and goldfish.
For those of you at home, Princess Leia, Did you just eat a goldfish? Whoa, that was scary. I'm a goldfish. Whoa, that took a dark turn here at Kids Fringe Halloweenie. Whoa, I'm scared. Okay, I'm going to pull it together, though, for the rest of this broadcast, but wow. Oh, I saw my little 4-week life flash before my eyes in that moment. I'm glad we're at separate houses. So when talking about Miss Julie's show, you said you like applesauce. What about like cider and other Halloween treats? What are some of your favorites? Do you like caramel apples? No. Do you like applesauce? Do you like regular apples? No. I know you like goldfish. Whoa, that was really scary, Princess Leia, but you know, it's Halloween, so anything goes. A little spooky is okay, I think. Don't you? Okay. Oh my goodness. You know what one of my favorite parts of Kids Fringe is? Making crafts. Do you like making crafts?
Yes.
I saw your eyes get really, really big. Okay, so Miss Genevieve made this craft. But you know what? Before we do that, someone just came over to play. You know them. You love them. Fringezilla! Woo! Oh my goodness. Fringezilla, you're in a Halloween costume. Oh my goodness, you've got a mask. You've got a cape. Are you a super fringer, Fringezilla? Yes. Oh my goodness. Fringezilla's even in the Halloween spirit. Everyone is here at Orlando Fringe.
Yes.
Fringezilla, are you cool with Princess Leia and I introducing the next craft? You know who made this craft, Fringezilla? Your best friend, Miss Genevieve. Yeah, we love her too. Okay, kids. So all you'll need is some markers and or crayons or paint and a toilet paper roll, just like this one, for the Halloweenie Owl Craft. Let's take a look.
Hi everybody! Today we're going to make Halloweeny owls. I think these guys are super cute and they're fun and they're easy, and they could be puppets or you could have them as Halloween decor. I think they'd look really cool on a windowsill or a mantle or next to your pumpkin. So let's get started. All you need is a toilet paper roll, or if you're feeling really ambitious, you could use a paper towel roll too. That's a little bit taller and longer, but toilet paper's fine. All you do, take your toilet paper roll, you take your 2 fingers at the top and you pinch it, and then I squeeze it just a little bit at the top, and that's going to be what is our owl's little peaks. Okay, and then so now you see it's kind of bent. You just take a little bit of the top of that and you fold it in, or you smush it in. Real easy. Then I turn to the other side and I smush it in. And then to enhance his little peaks, I take my finger and I squeeze. So now you have the beginnings of your owl. And now we get to decorate him or her. And you can use simple things, markers. That's what I'm going to use today. I have a bunch of Sharpies, or you could use crayons, or if you have construction paper or scrapbooking paper, you could cut that and use a glue stick and glue it. But we're going to keep it simple today and just draw on these owls. So I will begin with a black Sharpie. And I'm going to start, and I'm going to give him some eyes. So I'm going to make some circles, and you could make a circle. You could make an oval. You could make any shape you like. That's what's kind of cool about these owls. You really get to design them the way you want. So there are my two eyes. And then I'm going to make another circle around those eyes. That'll really define this guy's eyes like that. Then you might see in the ones that I've already done, I played with patterns and designs. So that's what my inspiration is for this guy. So now in here, I'm going to make little lines that go from that circle in the middle to that circle on the outside. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And you can put as many lines as you want or just a few lines. But I like how it makes his eyes kind of pop and look big and spooky. So now I think this guy needs a beak. Let's give him a beak. For the beak, I'm going to make a diamond shape that looks like this. So a diamond has 4 points. So I'm going to start right at the top. And I'm going to make a line and a line. And then 2 more lines. That's my diamond shape. And you can choose to color it in the color you're drawing with, or maybe you'll save that and color it in with another color that you have. So once we have the eyes, I think we're going to make this part on the owl that's right above his eyes, and I'm going to call it the owl brow. And all you do is you look for in between, right in between his eyes, and you draw from that little point up to his little ear area. And then you do the same thing on the other side. See the owl brow? I think these guys have owl brows too. And then we want to draw his wings. So I'm just going to take like a half circle on the sides. And I'm going to draw his wing right here. There's a 1. And the other one is right there. So there's his little wings. And then I'm going to give him some feet. That was feet sitting on branches. And I'm going to just draw 3 little lines down here. That's feet on one side, his little claws on the other side. There's his feet. So now, like if you see this one, he has a couple different colors. I'm going to add another color. And here's a place where you could use another color marker. You could use a crayon. You could even paint it. If you have paints available, you could paint this owl. That would be really fun. And so now you can just give him details. I'm going to color in the nose, or the beak, I should say. And I'm also going to make some details on the wings. So I'm making like little V's that act as feathers, but you could do that with polka dots. You could do it with flowers. You could do stripes. You could do curlicues. You could really do anything you want. That's what's cool about these owls. And every time you have a toilet paper roll available, you could make another one with different patterns. Let's see what I did with his wings. And I'm going to add one more color for flair. I'm going to take my yellow crayon and I'm going to color some of these spaces that I created in his eyes. And so you can take your crayons or your markers and you can go back and you can add details anywhere you want on this owl so that you can personalize them and make them yours. And there you go, my friends. This is my Halloweenie owl. Because it's on my fingers, it's a Halloweenie owl puppet. And he will be able to join his other friends. There you go.
Oh my goodness, that was so fun! And it's a nice and easy craft using materials that you probably already have at your house. Princess Leia, do you have a toilet paper roll at your house?
Yes, I made this.
Oh my goodness. Can you hold it a little closer to the screen so we can see? Oh my goodness. That is so Cute. Great job. Look at Fringezilla. Fringezilla loves it too. You know, Fringezilla loves graham crackers and crafts and blue Gatorade. Those are his 3 favorite things in the whole world. So he's super thrilled about this craft. Did you have fun making it? And I like that it didn't take too long. Great. Oh my goodness. So, you know what, Princess Leia? Besides crafts, my favorite thing as a 4-week-old goldfish is story time. I need a lot of restful time during my day. I like to be read to. I don't know how to read yet. Do you? Oh, you do? Okay. Normally, I would ask you to read the story. However, I know you're not prepared for that, and you're a co-host, and that's a very special job. Is it okay if we ask Mr. Brian to read the story?
Yeah.
Fringezilla, does that work for you? Great. So, the story we're going to hear is called The Hairy Toe. Does that sound fun and spooky? And Halloweeny? Okay. Princess Leia, if you want to hear this story, just say, Mr. Brian, take it away.
Mr. Brian, take it away.
Once, there was an old woman who went out into the woods to dig up some roots to cook for dinner. She spotted something funny sticking out of the leaves and dug around until she discovered a great big hairy toe. There was some good meat on that toe, which would make a real tasty dinner. So the old woman put it in her basket and took it home. When she got back to her cottage, the old woman boiled up a kettle full of hairy toe soup, which she ate for dinner that night. It was the best meal she had had in weeks. The old woman went to bed that night with a stomach full and a big smile. Along about midnight, a cold wind started blowing in the tops of the trees around the old woman's house. A dark black cloud crept over the moon, and from the woods a hollow voice rumbled, "Hairy toe, hairy toe, I want my hairy toe." Inside the house, the old woman stirred uneasily in her bed and nervously pulled the covers up over her ears. From the woods, there came a stomp, stomp, stomping noise as the wind whistled and jerked the treetops. In the clearing at the edge of the forest, a hollow voice said, "Hairy toe, I want my hairy toe." Inside the house, the old woman shuddered and turned over in her sleep. A stomp, stomp, stomp sound came from the garden path outside the cottage. The night creatures shivered in their burrows as a hollow voice howled, "Hairy toe, I want my hairy toe." Inside the house, the old woman snapped awake. Her whole body shook with fright as she listened to the angry howling in her garden. Jumping out of bed, she ran to the door and barred it. Once the cottage was secure, she lay back down to sleep. Suddenly, the front door of the cottage burst open with a bang, snapping the bar in two and sending it flying into the corners of the room. There came a stomp, stomp, stomping noise of giant feet walking up the stairs. Peeping out from under the covers, the old woman saw a massive figure filling the doorway. It said, "Hairy Toe! Hairy Toe! I want my hairy toe!" The old woman sat bolt upright in terror and shouted, "I ate your hairy toe!" "Yes, you did," the giant figure said very gently as it advanced into the room. No one living in the region ever saw the old woman again. The only clue to her disappearance was a giant footprint a neighbor found pressed deep into the loose soil of the meadow beside the house. The footprint was missing the left big toe.
Whoa, that was a little spooky. Are you okay, Princess Leia?
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad because I'm a little shaken. It's because you're super brave, right? Also, I mean, I personally was a little confused because I don't have any toes. I'm a goldfish, so I can't really relate. But you're okay? All right. What was your favorite part of that story?
I like the spooky part.
That does not surprise me at all. You are brave and you see any occasion to tackle scary things head on and conquer it all. You're so brave. Wow, Princess Leia. We have one more story before our big costume parade.
Lindsay, I have a joke.
Oh, you know what? This is the perfect time for a joke in case anyone is feeling a little spooky from the last story. So yes, tell me the joke.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Bone.
Bone who?
Bon appetit, it's time to eat candy.
Oh, I love that one. Oh my gosh, that is my favorite Halloween joke ever. Fringezilla, aren't you laughing so hard? We might lose Fringezilla from laughing too hard. Hang on, Fringezilla. Oh my goodness. You delivered that joke with perfect comedic timing. Do you like to tell jokes?
Yes.
I can tell. You got excited about it. You told me you wanted to tell the joke without me even asking if you had a joke, and then you delivered it, and everyone's laughing. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Princess Leia. I needed that joke after that story. That scary floating head, the scary hairy toe, and the sound effects and backgrounds. I mean, it was just scary all around. I'm only 4 weeks old. I don't know if I've said that before. I'm a goldfish and I have a very small brain. Not as big as your brain, though. You know so much. Are you ready for some pirate ghost stories?
Yes.
Okay, now, Princess Leia, what do we do when we want a story to be played here?
We ask for Mr. Brian.
Yes, so go ahead and ask Mr. Brian to start our story.
Mr. Brian.
Well, happy Halloween, all my buccaneers out there. My name is SharkTooth Sam. Everybody say, ahoy, SharkTooth!
Ahoy, SharkTooth!
Ahoy! It's a fine name, SharkTooth Sam, isn't it? Would you like to hear the story of how I came upon that name and how it claimed me as its own? If you'd like to, say aye!
Aye!
All right, my friends, it's a grand story, says I. Here we go. Now, I was a young man, known only as Sammy back then, on my very first ship, the Hong Kong Cavalier. Our captain, a brave but eccentric man known as Buckaroo Banzai. Anywho, we were there on the South China Sea, and we became becalmed. Do you know what it means to be becalmed, mates? Well, there's no wind. So you're still, you're dead in the water. So we were sitting there, as hot as the devil, and I'm thinking, you know what, that water looks awful cool. and it's not like the ship can leave me behind, so I peeled down to my skivvies and hopped right into the cool green waters of the South China Sea, and I was in heaven for about 5 minutes. That's when the first shark showed up. Tiger, 13-footer. He circles around me a couple of times, and then he comes up to me, and that black eye rolled over white, and then he shut his jaws right here on my arm, and I look at that shark right in his eye. It's as dull, like a doll's eye, and I look in that eye, and I say, "Owie, Sharky, you're hurting my arm. Go away. Go away, Sharky. Ow, ow." And the shark went away. Scared to death. Or laughing a lot. It depends on who you talk to. But still, he went. But not before he'd taken my arm clean off. It grew back. Right. And once I got on the ship, well, I looked right up on Amazon.com, found me this here SharkTooth, and that's how I became SharkTooth Sam. If you like that story, say yo ho ho. Yo ho ho. All right. But now, my friends, it is time that we get to the meat of why we're here, and that is to tell you a story about pirate spirits. And there's nothing scarier than pirate spirits, except maybe penguins. Yes, those terrifying those little flightless beasties be. I don't like them at all. Ah! It's not funny. Not funny at all. No one's laughing. All right, my friends, here we go. The story of Blackheart Bart and his cursed treasure. Oh, that reminds me. Sometimes I am an old and forgetful pirate, and I say the wrong words. I will say treasure, but we all know that pirates did not call their treasure treasure. They called it booty, right? So, if in my forgetfulness I say the wrong word and I say treasure, then I need you to correct me and shout out the right word, which is booty. Booty, right. Say it nice and loud. You can't get in trouble because it's contextually accurate. All right, now, I don't think it'll happen. Maybe once or twice, but you keep your ears out and correct me. And I want you to take this very seriously, all right? This is your sacred booty duty. All right, here we go. The story of Blackheart Bart and his cursed treasure? Booty. Aye, good work. Blackheart Bart was a vile but quite successful pirate. In fact, they called him the Pirate King. Over the years, he had gathered the largest pirate treasure that you'd ever seen. There were gold pieces and goblets, jewels and doubloons from every corner of the world. But there was one treasure that he shouldn't have touched. He had come across it in New Orleans on a dark and swampy night. It was a solid gold skull that he stole from the voodoo priestess by the name of Shaka Khan. No relation. He had tricked her with his sweet talk and wicked smile, and as soon as she turned her back, he grabbed the skull and disappeared into the night. He returned to his lair and tossed the skull on top of his treasure and quickly forgot about it. But the furious priestess, she did not forget. Unknown to Blackheart Bart, she had placed a curse on that skull. And through its golden eyes, the voodoo priestess Shaka Khan could spy upon Bart and his Blackheart, watching his every move. But that's not all. The legends say the skull could move on its own, floating mysteriously in the air. It would seek out the thief, leave his enormous treasure behind. The skull waited patiently for the right moment to strike. Finally, one night, the golden skull found Blackheart Bart alone and unawares. Bart was half asleep, his mind filled with visions of treasure. Visions of booty. And the skull came up behind him slowly, silently, its dark gold eyes watching for any movement as it approached the target of its dark revenge. At the last minute, the old pirate must have seen his impending doom, and he whipped around to see the golden skull behind him floating on a devil's mist. "Shaka Khan," he said, "Shaka Khan, I had a feel it was you. and he swung at it with his deadly sword. The skull easily dodged the pirate's attack and moved closer. But Bart, normally a man without fear, became a man without hope, and he ran to hide behind his gigantic treasure. His gigantic booty. Scrambling like a wild man, he threw pieces of 8 at the skull, followed by golden candlesticks, jewels, anything else he could pull out of his treasure. It was then that he remembered the musket he had stolen from one of the 3 musketeers. It was there at his feet, and it was loaded. He grabbed the pistol, he stood his ground, raising the gun and pointing it right at the golden glowing skull of Shaka Khan. And as his gnarled, crooked finger went to pull the trigger, solid rays of golden light shot from the eyes of the skull and surrounded the Pirate King. For a split second, Blackheart Bart began to glow like the noonday sun. And when that glow subsided, he himself was covered in gold, just like the skull. Unable to move or speak, he still saw and heard everything around him. A living statue, he had become one with his treasure. And as he watched the golden skull of Shaka Khan float away, he swore he could hear the mocking laughter of the voodoo priestess echoing in his perfect, solid gold ears. But her revenge was nigh done. No. She knew the exact location of Bart's treasure. And she sent other pirates to steal it away, as Bart had done to her. And the frozen golden statue of the Pirate King had to watch as pirates from all around the world came to pick at his treasure. Until there was nothing left but the broken heart of a broken pirate. It is said that the gold skull of Shaka Khan still floats upon an evil breeze to this very day. And when the night is still and the moon is full, you might just see it. But alas, my friends, if you should happen to catch a glimpse of that golden skull, why, it's too late for you. And there you go, my friends, the story of Blackheart Bart and his cursed treasure. Oh, you did a fine job with the booty doody. That was very nice. Very good indeed. Well, Buccaneers, that brings us to the end of it. What was that beside me? There's nothing over there. Right? Oh, it's Shaka Khan! Shaka Khan! No!
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, we're back. Oh my goodness. I just was so into that music. That story was so fun. I've never heard of pirates before, but that one seemed friendly. What do you think, Princess Leia?
I like this story.
Yeah, I did too. It was fun. So I heard news that you also have a scary story. Oh my gosh. So can you share it with all of us?
It's called The Ghost with the Bloody Fingers. It's scary and funny.
The Ghost with the Bloody Fingers. Scary and funny. Okay, I mean, I think I've been warmed up to spooky things throughout this whole program, so I'm ready for it. Fringezilla, are you ready for the story too? Okay, go ahead.
So once there was this big spooky mansion, and then one day there was this man who wanted to go in, and then that night he went in and he saw the ghost with the bloody fingers, and the ghost with the bloody fingers said, "I'm the ghost of the bloody fingers." And then that guy jumped out of the window, and then there came another person. There's this girl, and then she wanted to go in, and then that night she went into the big spooky mansion and she saw the ghost with the bloody fingers, and the ghost said, "I'm the ghost with the bloody fingers." And then she jumped out the window, and then one night a little girl wanted to go in, and then the little girl went into the spooky mansion, and then she saw the ghost with the bloody fingers, and the ghost of the bloody fingers said, "I'm the ghost with the bloody fingers," and then she said, "Then go get some Band-Aids." The end.
That story changed me in a lot of ways. One, I really appreciate when ghosts tell you who they are, because I think when like something's scary and you don't know what it is, it makes it more scary. Like, I love that all those people kept coming into the house and then the ghost kept saying, "I'm the ghost with the bloody fingers," and you're like, oh, of course, that's who that is. I think that just takes a lot of the scariness out of it. Like, bloody fingers are scary, but like, you know, just talking to people makes things less scary. Don't you think so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I love that last person that comes into the mansion and the ghost says, "I'm the ghost with the bloody fingers," and then she just says, "We'll just get some Band-Aids." It's just like a simple solution, and then everybody was happy at the end, and it ended really, really funny. Don't you think? Is that like a scary story that you like to tell all your friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a good one to tell because like it's a little spooky, but then it's like a little a little funny at the end, and it's practical and it teaches you about Band-Aids, which is being very health conscious and taking care of each other, which is what we should be doing all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I like that she wasn't afraid at the end, that she just said, "Let's just find a solution." And that's important. Somebody needs to have the level head around here. Right, Princess Leia?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Princess Leia. So we are at our last segment of this special. Now, this is a personal favorite of mine. It's our costume parade. So, Fringezilla's losing his mind over there. He's so excited. Okay, so how about this, Princess Leia? When a picture pops up, how about you say what they're dressed up as, and I'll help you if we need to, and then we'll just say like one thing we really like about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. What do we say when we want something to happen?
Mr. Brian.
Mr. Brian! Costume parade. I can read now, I guess. Oh my gosh, who is that?
Thing 2.
Thing 2, what a cute dog. Oh my gosh, a rock star and a little construction worker? You do the next one. It looks like Snoopy, and who's in the red? Who's that?
That's me.
Who are you dressed up there?
I'm dressed up as Moira.
Moira, okay. Oh my gosh, a cat. That's Miss Paula's cat. Oh, and it's Millie. You know Millie, yeah. So cute. What animal is that?
A penguin.
A penguin. Oh, how cute. That person's looking to have a party on a bus. You do the next one.
Maleficent. And there's a bear, Spider-Man, and a robot thing.
Oh my gosh, that's my dog. My friend, little Sebastian. Who's he dressed up as?
He was dressed up as Batman.
Yeah. Oh, look. These fun characters. Oh my gosh. This is so fun. Who are they dressed up as?
It looks like a witch and an angel.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's me last year as Joan of Arc.
As Joan of Arc. Wow. You have a look on your face like you're going to take over the world. I know Joan of Arc had a dream to take over the world. Are you going to take over the world, Princess Leia?
Maybe.
Okay, there's still time for you to figure that out. Fringezilla, are you gonna help take over the world? Yes, Fringezilla is ready. I think we're all gonna take over the world.
I'm gonna be a president when I grow up.
Oh, yes, we need more people like you to be president when you grow up. Oh, I am so excited. Okay, so this may be a premature question. It may be early, but what is like one thing you would make sure happen if you were president? If you were president.
Well, I heard a story of like England people. They stole something from Greece, so I'm gonna make them give it back.
That is a great rule of thumb. If people steal something from you, you should make them give it back. Okay, Princess Leia. I think we're almost at the end of our special. Fringezilla, we're almost done too. Now, Princess Leia, do you have anything you'd like to tell everyone at home about Halloween or a special Halloween memory that you'd like to share with everyone?
I remember that the first year for Halloween, I think I was a fox, and then I was Elmo, and then I was a bat, and then I was a purple fairy, and then I was a witch, then it was Joan of Arc, and now it's Princess Leia.
Wow, that is quite the list of special Halloween costumes. I have another important question for you. I'm just full of them. I mean, what should I dress up as for Halloween? I know it's today, but there's still time.
A goldfish?
I should be a goldfish dressed up as a goldfish.
Mm-hmm.
That is the best idea that I've heard of all day. I barely have to do anything, and it's last minute. So this is perfect. Fringezilla's dressed up as a super fringer. Princess Leia is Princess Leia. I am gonna be a goldfish. Thank you so much for joining me, Princess Leia. You were the best host that I've ever worked with. I can't imagine having done this without you. I'm only 4 weeks old and I need a lot of help, and you just stepped into that leadership role to guide me to be the best co-host I could be for you. You're going to be a great president someday. Fringezilla, thank you as always for joining us. You're the life of the party no matter where you go. I can't wait for some Fringezilla dance parties somewhere down the road.
Yeah, I had one at my birthday party at Friends.
What? Fringezilla came to your birthday party?
And we had a dance party.
Fringezilla loves a good dance party. I've only known him for 4 weeks, but I already know that, so you know that he loves it. Okay, everyone at home, it's time to say goodbye. Have a wonderful Halloween. Happy Saturday. Stay tuned on this page for all things Kids Fringe. We have Winter Mini Fest coming up in January. We love you. Happy Halloween. Thank you, Princess Leia. Thank you, Fringezilla. Bye.
Bye.